Matt Camp, the two-time Hall of Famer Bully Ray with you. We just talked to one half of the household. Let's talk to the other now ahead of her NXT Women's Championship match tonight. NXT USA Network, 8/7 Central against Roxanne Perez. Chelsea Green joins us here on Busted Open. Good morning, Chelsea, the future NXT Women's Champion.
Don't put a question mark at the end of that sentence. Matt, put an exclamation mark, 2, 3, 4. I was in France last night, and tonight I'm going to be your new NXT Women's Champion. I can't wait. It's about time. I mean, it is about time. I've put enough time into this company, NXT in particular. I deserve this championship.
By far the easier on the eyes and more talented member of the Cardona household. I'm not a mark for many people out there, but I am a massive Chelsea Green mark. So it's always great to have you on the show. Chelsea, I put you over earlier. I always do. So I want to ask you a question about the way you handle your TV time. You don't get a ton of TV time, and that's just the way it is. But I don't think there's anybody out there that maximizes their TV time as well as you do and gets yourself over in a short amount of time as well as you do. What goes through your mind when you're given 1 minute of TV time or where you're given a very, very short segment? How do you have a certain mindset? Do you attack it a certain way? What goes through your mind in taking that time and winning the people like myself over?
It's funny because I wish I had an answer like, I have a notepad full of ideas or things like, oh, that's my cat. That is my cat.
Yeah, so it's okay.
I wish I had an answer in that sense, but I think I've just put so much time into WWE and wanting this career and wanting this specific job that now I don't think about it. I actually have let all inhibitions go and I do whatever is asked of me and whatever comes out when I'm in the ring. And I think that's like the beauty of my character is I don't care about looking stupid, and a lot of people do, and you can see that. It translates on TV that you don't want to look like a loser or you don't want to make a fool of yourself. And isn't that like what we're doing? We're fighting in our underwear. Why can't we look ridiculous?
And you talk about looking ridiculous or looking stupid or looking silly. Like, there's no way in hell anybody can be writing that for you. That's all you, right?
Yes, and I have really, really awesome people backstage that a lot like my hot mess character, people love to give me ideas and I love to use them. I will never say no. So people like PD Williams, people like Kenny of the Spirit Squad, like those guys, they've been in the business for so long. They have so many funny ideas. I will never say no when they offer up their opinion or their ideas.
That goes such a long way when somebody sees you and goes, "Oh, I have an idea for her." And people think when they're not with you, that would be great if Chelsea did this. We can put her here. There's a value that brings that you can be. I say this all the time. I compare you in the best way to the Miz.
Oh, thank you.
Mike will say, "You need me to do something, I'll go do it. You need me to be the world champ, I can make that happen. You need me to go wrestle a celebrity, do media, I'll go make that, and I'll make the most of it." Would you agree that more than anything else in your career, if you're doing this right now, that being on consistently matters more than anything else, like a title?
100%. If you look at the amount of matches I've had, I have had, and I think last year as well, the most matches on TV, but I've also had the most losses on TV. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And if you actually look at my match time, I've probably had 16 matches, and it's probably an accumulative time of about 13 minutes.
Wait. You're telling me that those stats don't matter when I see them on Twitter, Chelsea? You're telling me that doesn't matter?
Hey, look, I'll be out there retweeting them, but I'm not going to lose sleep over them at night. Because at the end of the day, like if people are talking about me, if I'm making people laugh, if I'm making people annoyed, that's my job. I love that. I don't care how long I'm on TV for. I don't need to break a sweat for me to know that I did my job.
Talk to us about tonight and your championship match against Roxanne Perez. What does the women's division in NXT look like with Chelsea Green as their new champion?
Well, here's the thing. I think NXT is middle school. It's not even high school. It is middle school. Now, I'm not saying skill-wise, they are some of the best talent in the world. I cannot do 90% of the things that those women can do, but it's still middle school. They have life lessons to learn about WWE, about the main roster, about traveling 24/7 and coming home from France and going straight into a championship match. And that is what I'm going to teach them when I'm their champion. I'm going to teach them that there's so much more to this business than doing a front flip and a back flip.
Maybe you're referencing the fact that when NXT's social account posted the match and said, tagged Roxanne and yourself, and she quoted and said, "This'll be easy." And you responded like I think Bully would and a lot of people would. If it's easy and you win, you beat nobody. If it's easy and you lose, that'll be embarrassing, won't it? Either way, I'll be careful. I'd be careful what you tweet, Little Rocks. I responded to it and just said it's Wrestling 101. A lot of people jumped on it. And I went, yeah, and I've seen NXT people, and it's something they have to learn, Chelsea. It comes with experience. Do this kind of thing. And I go, cool. So if you beat somebody who's got more experience than you or has done it more, then what? So to me, that was you responding maybe as Chelsea Green, the human being as well.
Honestly, yeah, it was a little bit of everything. I mean, I think NXT, the talent has so much to learn. And if we don't teach them, I don't think they need to learn the hard way. I don't think they need to come up to the main roster and, be kind of like grounded and pounded by people. Like it doesn't need to happen. We can teach them in other ways. And that's always how I looked at my position as I moved up the ladder in wrestling, as I gained seniority or respect or whatever. We are in this together. I'm going to kick your ass, but I still respect you. I absolutely respect you. I respect what you've done. I know your resume. I know where you've been. I know the titles that you've held, and I know what you've done in NXT, and I respect that. So respect me and respect what I've done.
Speaking of respect, Chelsea, you were trying to command the respect of Adam Pearce during your time with Monday Night Raw. And now you're trying to command the respect of Nick Aldis on Friday Night SmackDown. Who do you believe that you have made more headway with?
I believe that both are losers, and they just haven't come to terms with the fact that it is my division. And once they realize that, all is going to go well for them. And I think that's what Ava learned, and that's why I'm having a championship match in NXT. I think Ava is the smartest of the three.
That's really smart person to put over in such a way, and considering that she's the GM of NXT and might have a couple other connections in the industry. Very smart on your part, Chelsea. That's going to go a long way, especially when you win the NXT Women's Championship tonight. I have to ask, though, you're going in there against someone in Roxanne who the NXT fans don't like anymore. What kind of reaction are you expecting tonight?
Oh, I don't think it matters who I get in the ring with. I think NXT is always going to be very happy to have me back. And I think they're going to be thoroughly entertained no matter what happens tonight. Because, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to entertain the people. I am a woman of the people, Matt.
Chelsea, recently on social media, I've had a little bit of an issue with a friend of yours, a thorn in my side, a motor mouth who needs to be put in her place every once in a while. But please do tell me about your relationship with Piper Niven. When did you and Piper meet, and what about Piper allows you two to get along so well?
Well, I think that those are two in the same questions because we've known each other for so long. We've known each other for about 8 years. A lot of people don't know that we lived in Japan together when I was first starting out and Piper was a couple years in.
Do you have
formerly...
matching?
Pardon?
Nothing. Sorry, just that joke.
Oh, are you? Oh, no. You know what? Whatever you said, I didn't hear it, so it's perfect.
Trust me, good call.
We have been close for years. She taught me a lot in Stardom. I always thought she was so talented. I was so happy to see her go to NXT UK and then be called up to the main roster. And so it was a really, really easy fit when they told me that we were going to be partnered together. I was excited because at the end of the day, a tag team has to have some sort of solid foundation or it's a really rocky, awkward start. And, with Sonya, I had Tough Enough. I had a relationship before, but with Piper, it was even more deep rooted. And so I'm happy to be on all these trips with her and to be, fighting for those tag team titles. It's been really fun.
Do you feel that you're more entertaining when you're just doing it on your own or when you have somebody to play off of?
Honestly, I don't think it matters because I don't think I know what's going on around me. I'm just doing what I'm doing and I don't think about it.
But I think that's on full display, Chelsea, because I have said this. I'll continue to say it. I know how big the Royal Rumble was with Bayley winning and Jade being part of you. That was your Rumble. You own that Rumble. You made the most of that Rumble. I know you weren't there in the end, but I think I watched that back. I will remember it for what you did in a match that you didn't win. You were out with probably 10 or so people to go. How did you look at that match? And what, like I said, did you kind of know what was going on or you just kind of went with it?
No, I'm just doing what I love to do, which is theater and acting. I don't think of this like I'm going to go out there and I'm going to have the most amazing reversals and I'm going to do the craziest moves. Hey, if that happens and when it happens, that's awesome. When I get tossed off a ladder and it trends, that's awesome. I love that for me. But what I truly deep down in my soul know that I am is an actress and a performer. And so that's just what I'm doing, whether it's getting smushed by Nia and Piper or whether it's laying on the edge of the ring, making funny faces that I didn't even know I made. Like, it just is, it is what it is.
Chelsea, tell us something about yourself, whether it's in the world of wrestling or in your personal life that we don't know, that we would be shocked to hear.
I think probably that I have, before wrestling, I traveled the world and lived in a lot of countries on my own, actually. I lived in Australia on my own. I lived in England for a year. I traveled all through Asia. That's like one thing that I absolutely love. And if I wasn't wrestling, I would love to be some sort of host where I'm traveling and eating foods and drinking lots of beautiful alcoholic beverages and like putting my feet in the water and the sand.
Listen, your husband's doing a million things. You can do both. I know that digital team has people that would be happy to take you out and go do things like that and shoot it and put it on TikTok. I'll make the pitch for you. The Chelsea Green Tours the World show should happen. Work on the name a little bit right there, but enough people have done multiple things. Why can't you? Speaking of which, how do you rate Matt as an actor? Because he's going back to the musical.
Wow.
You could now, for
Wow.
those that got to see the clip, they know
Wow.
what that looked like. But my goodness, did your demeanor change? How is Matt as a thespian as he goes back to the Broadway world this Friday?
Look, he was great in Last Match Musical, but I don't think he should quit his day job.
He doesn't have a day job right now.
Part, yeah.
Exactly. Still don't quit your day job. Do not be auditioning. Look, we're going to work on it.
Wait. I have to ask, are you as big of a Star Wars fan as he is?
I'm not a fan of anything, Bully. Not anything. I do not collect things. I do not hoard things. I do not have a toy room. Nothing, okay? Nothing. I'm a normal human.
Okay. So he's made a lot of money off that, though, which I think you would understand. I'm sure you've both benefited from that. So he shares that with you. What do you share with him? What do you make him watch or do?
Oh, bad reality TV. Terrible reality TV.
What do you watch? You watch Real Housewives? You Vanderpump? What's the deal?
Oh, yeah, Vanderpump, Real House. Honestly, I don't discriminate. Summer House, Winter House.
Sure.
Total Divas was my thing when it was on. So we're also going to put that into the universe. We need a Total Divas reboot.
Oh my God, and I don't think people realized how many fans that connected with because my girlfriend has talked about that.
Look, Matt, the girly pops, they know. The girly pops watched Total Divas, and they know.
What's a girly pop?
A girly pop is like just a cute little girl who does cute little things. And that's all of us, really. Anyone who identifies as a female is a girly pop.
By the way, let me not go
okay to have more than one girly pop.
Oh, I don't know. Whoa.
Bully, don't be crossing bully pops.
Also,
with the girly pops.
I'm going to correct myself, and Chelsea understand this. She's my fiance now. I shouldn't call her my girlfriend, so I'm going to get that heat right off this show right now. Let me say that correctly. But yeah, What did seeing that show like? Did that influence you in any way when you saw Total Divas? Because it was a mix of the Bellas and Natty and Summer Rae. How did that attract you to wrestling even more so?
So I was already in wrestling when Total Divas came out, but honestly, like it just it gave me something to talk to my friends about when I was talking about wrestling, because a lot of females at the time just did not identify with WWE. They identified with the old WWE. Like a lot of girls, watched it growing up with their brothers, their dad, their mom, their grandparents. But by the time I was, in my 20s, like they weren't really identifying with it until Total Divas. And like that's the key, is you guys are going to see a lot of people come through NXT now that got into wrestling from Total Divas. And I mean, Maxine and Tiffany being two girls right now on the main roster that are thriving.
Chelsea, in the world of professional wrestling and sports entertainment, we have to be ready for anything at any given time that creative will come to us with. Whatever ideas that they have, we need to be able to take those ideas with the promo in a match, whatever, you name it. If creative were to come to you and say, we want to give you a serious push to the world championship and we need you to be more serious, could you handle that?
I've already been told that.
Really?
I've already been told that I need to, make sure that I'm not a joke in the ring, or make sure I reel in, you know what I mean? And all of that stuff is just, I mean, yeah, I get it. I'm still going to be me, but you can always have personality.
Is there, I know you've been around. I know you've been, when were you the most serious in your career? When you were that credible pro wrestler?
Probably Lucha Underground. They really, really made me, I mean, everyone looked at me differently after Lucha Underground. And I think that that's why I love going back and forth in WWE. Tonight, I think you're going to see a way different side of me than you have seen in the past year and a half. But at the end of the day, as a professional wrestler, you have to be able to do whatever they ask of you. And if you want me to come out looking like a clown and do a dance, I'll do it. And if you want me to come out looking like, my Lucha Underground character, I'll absolutely do it. It's whatever they ask of me, but I'm always going to add Chelsea into it. I'm always going to bring personality and entertainment to it.
So to kind of quote somebody else that you're always ready.
Always ready with a big old Z.
Well, tonight, Chelsea, you take on Roxanne Perez for the NXT Women's Championship, back on NXT in the ring. I know a lot of people are going to be rooting for you tonight, myself included. I hope it happens. I hope it goes down, because I think you've earned it, but I also want to see what it looks like for you to be the champion. I did a little post about that. You were mad I put you in the 8th round of the draft. My bad. Sorry about that. But I think NXT could use a little Chelsea Green running the show on top. So before we let you go, any final words for Roxanne and those who will be tuning in tonight on NXT on USA Network?
I hope I prove to Little Miss Rox that it is not so easy to get through Chelsea Green.
And Roxanne, I hope you take those words and not take them lightly, because Chelsea Green is coming for the NXT Women's Championship. Chelsea, as always, a pleasure. Good luck tonight. And hopefully next time we talk to you, you'll have more gold around your waist.
Thanks for having me, you guys. My bag is going to be about 5 pounds heavier tonight. So I'll speak to you when that happens.